how to approach the test series for your preparation for the civil service exam. Hi, Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach. In this video, my dear friends, like I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, I'm going to be dealing with a topic that is of great interest to you. How to approach the test series, because a lot of aspirants actually take up the test series, but they do not use it in the way it has to be used for their success in the civil service exam, and most times they're dejected with the test series that they take up. So I'm going to give you some very useful inputs into how to approach the test series so that it's beneficial to you. Fair enough, my dear friends. Thank you. Let us begin first by asking a question. When it comes to how to approach the test series, what matters for your success in any test that you take up? What matters to your success? As you know very well, if we have to put it in the nutshell, three things matter. Okay, if competence is what is going to be tested, like I keep sharing with you in my previous videos, my dear friends, your test should be a test of competence and not of ignorance. Then competence has three attributes in it. One is the attitude, another is the skills, another is the knowledge, my dear friends. Okay, so this is what is actually tested: attitude, skills, and knowledge. The problem with most people who take up the test series is that they do not take into due consideration the importance of attitude and skills for their success in the test. They only look at the knowledge part. They feel, okay, if I can master so many chapters of Indian economy, or if I can achieve some kind of excellence in so many chapters of history, I'll be able to do well in this test. My dear friends, you're missing out on the 80% that matters and concentrating all your attention on what matters only to the extent of 20%. Okay, and if you focus all your efforts, energy, and time on something that matters to the extent of 20% of your success, your score, not surprisingly, should be in the range of 20% of the total marks. What do you say, my dear friends? Or if you're getting anything more than that, it means unconsciously and inadvertently you must have concentrated on the other areas of competence that is equally important or even more important, my dear friends. Fair enough. Now, having said that, let us deal with each one of this area of competence separately, my dear friends. I would love to begin with attitude first. And as I begin with attitude, I want you to first ask a question for yourself, to check with yourself whether you have the right attitude to score well in any test that you take up. I want you to ask a question to yourself, my dear friends. Hey, what is this test actually trying to test? I want each one of you who's watching this video to first ask a question to yourself. What is this test trying to test in me? Now you will say, looking into your timetable of what is going to be the next test, or if you've already seen it and you know it, you'll say, so next test is a test on geography, so it's going to be testing my knowledge of geography. That's good, only to the extent of 20%. Now I know you will be objecting from wherever you are sitting. No sir, it's only geography test. There is no aptitude in it, there is no polity in it, it's only geography. I understand that, my dear friend. But the knowledge of geography, okay, which is 100% that you have to read, revise, and recall and come, matters only 20% to your success. 100% of the syllabus of geography that you are preparing for this test only matters to the extent of 20% of your success. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, I know you have a question, but what is the remaining 80% of the success then? Know this. The test is not just testing your knowledge of geography, but it is testing something more important, much more important than geography, which is you. You heard it right. It's you. It's your focus. It's your readiness. It's your seriousness. It's your, discipline, action consistency. Who you are as a human being is what is actually tested in each test, my dear friends. Think about it. It's not just geography. The syllabus of geography is the same for everyone. What do you say, my dear friends? Yeah? The syllabus of geography that you're going to be preparing for, the syllabus of geography that you're going to be preparing for the test is the same for everyone. Correct? But then the test is actually testing with that same syllabus of geography that is there for everyone, how people have managed themselves, how people have handled themselves, their perceptions, their emotions, their time, their energy and all that, in a way that they have ended up getting an alpha score in the test. Do you get that, my dear friends? Clearly? Perfect. So, the importance of attitude in one's success is that the test is not just testing your knowledge of a subject, it's testing who you are as a human being. Okay, and when it is testing who you are as a human being, it's as simple as this. If as a human being, you can grow up to become that person who can score well in the test, who can stop you, my dear friends? And if you are not growing up to become that person, you will have a regressive performance. Which means what? You'll be able to do well in this test and then a little less in the next and then a little less in the next and all that. Or maybe you stagnate with the same kind of score without actually progressing. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? So attitude matters the most. Okay, it's you who is more important than your skills or your knowledge. It's on you that you have to work upon first. And when you work upon yourself, everything else becomes very easy. It becomes just a 3-step process. When you don't know something, knowledge. See, don't know something, knowledge. Look at there. You will try to know it. Getting to know that you don't know is the first step. You'll take the right actions to know it. And third, you will master it. See, there is a very, useful acronym that's used widely in the self-help literature. Knowledge, application, practice. Once you have knowledge, it's not enough. You should know how to apply it. It's not enough if you know how to apply it. You should practice it so that you can get it right every time you want to apply it. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? It's a 3-step process. Whether it's a knowledge that you have to acquire or the skill that you have to develop, you will do so only when you have the right attitude. And when you have the right attitude, you ask right questions to yourself. Look at the difference between asking questions like this, my dear friends. Questioning in the first way of questioning. Hey, why is that I'm not able to study? Why is that I'm not getting the right mood to sit and properly study? Why is that I'm not able to sit for long hours and study? Why is that the subject is so difficult? Will I be really able to do well in this subject? This subject is a thorn in everything that I'm doing. Questions like this that people most often ask themselves. And then there is a questioning way, number 2, where you ask questions like, hey, how do I improve myself so that I improve my effectiveness in this subject? How do I increase my efficiency of doing things with this subject? Or, what is stopping me from achieving excellence in this subject? How do I take my next steps so that I excel in this subject? How do I focus at the next level so that my performance and result also? Look at there, my dear friends. Do you see the how much difference attitude can make in preparation? Attitude is nothing but our attitude is manifesting as language, as energy in everything that you do. Your language is very good reflection of your attitude. If you have that critical tone within yourself, if you have that self-blame, guilt kind of language within yourself, then it's a clear pointer to you. Hey, dude, there's something that needs to change on your attitude. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? I've had people, having questions like this. I'm doing everything, but I don't know what's stopping me. No, don't ask such questions to yourself. If you were doing everything, then how can something stop you? What is stopping you is, if something is stopping you, it only means you're not doing everything. And when you do everything, okay, and everything here means not just the knowledge part. When you concentrate on the skills and the attitude as well, you should be able to do well, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Is that clear, my dear friends? Okay, superb. So number one is attitude. First, get your attitude in place. Ask quality questions to yourself. Ask right questions to yourself. Ask questions that will empower you. Ask right questions to your brain so that it gives you answers by which you can take actions, rather than asking questions to your brain that will make you go numb. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? So that's about your attitude. Most people don't even know, let alone consider, that attitude is such a critical aspect of your success in a test or in an exam. Don't you feel, my dear friends, it's your attitude that determines your consistency, your resilience, that ability to bounce back and go and do things properly again? What do you say? So first, take care of your attitude, my dear friends. So once you've taken care of your attitude, then there is 3-step formula. One, you will always, you will be proactive in knowing what you don't know. And 2, you will proactively seek out that knowledge that you don't know. 3, you will master it and not just know it and forget it. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? That's about your attitude, all right? And next comes the knowledge. I'm not talking about the skills now, because I'll come to it next, my dear friends, because of the order of importance. When it comes to knowledge, my dear friends, see, what you have to know when it comes to knowledge is, my dear friends, less is more. Heard it right? Less is more. Subtract to multiply. Remember both these statements so that every time you're sitting to study, this statement rings in your ears. It echoes in your ears. Less is more. Subtract to multiply. Please know this, my dear friends. There is no point in multiplying the material that you're going to read. Multiply the number of sources from where you're going to read the same subject. Okay, and multiply the mediums and channels by which you will acquire knowledge. Please do subtract it, my dear friends. I'll give you a very good example to explain the point that I'm trying to make. 2012, my dear friends, 2012 Civil Service Exam. I cleared my prelims, I cleared my mains, I went to interview. And in the interview, unfortunately, I couldn't make it. By a small margin, I lost out the game. I had to, prepare again for my exam. But then I had just a month to go to the next prelims. Okay, so somewhere in 2013 March, I think the result must have come, or probably April the result must have come, and in the May we had the next exam. I don't remember the exact, but almost a month was there. And what I did was, my dear friends, you know very well, it's like you've gone till interview, it was just 100 meters and you have lost the game and you feel like you're depressed and all that, right? So I was in the same state, and I really did not have the courage to face the society. The ego was so overbearing and all that, my dear friends. And I had to decide for myself, hey, am I giving this exam or not? So I decided that yes, I'm going to give it. And when I started to prepare with all the standard books that I keep referring to you, I was shell shocked that I had completed one round of reading of all the books, all the standard books, in less than 12 days. And in the next 10 days, I had revised it all once. And I did not see any need for reading anything outside of it, given my experience of having cleared the prelims exam by then at least for 3 times. Okay, at least for 3 times, having cleared the prelims by then, I did not see any need for, for referring to just another source or just another book, my dear friends. Okay, thank God at that time, internet was not all pervasive like it is right now. So when I see people, when I just come into terms with things like that material, this question bank, that test series, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. You don't need so much. This exam expects you to know exactly what is needed to excel in the exam, and for that you don't have to do more. You have to do less, more times. Do you get that? It's not enough, like I told you, K-A-P. It's not enough if you know. You will have to know how to apply it, and if you have to practice it as many times as possible. Because every time you practice, you're able to look at the same information in a better way. Your brain is able to process the same information in a better way. Or in a way it's more useful to the exam. Or in a way it's more useful in helping you arrive at what kind of a question can come in the exam. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Perfect. So, this being the case, what I have to say is, when it comes to knowledge, my dear friends, okay, no shiny object syndrome. Not everything that is glittering, that is shining, you will go and have your hands on it. Hey, I will read this. This looks like a very good summary of economic survey and budget. This looks like a very good, breaking down of some complex things in economics. No, don't do that. Stick yourself to standard books. Just read them. And as you read them, when you encounter difficulties, okay, in understanding something, take the help of your coach, okay, take the help of your teacher, ask them doubts, get some clarity. If you're not getting, okay, then just get into the Google only for knowing that particular concept. That's it. Remember, my dear friends, your brain already has all the resources to comprehend and appreciate everything that you are studying. Your brain already has that capacity because you are a graduate, mind you, and you are not graduate for no reason. You've finished your 12 years of schooling and 3 to 4 years of, higher studies. With all of that, your brain can easily process the information provided you give the permission. If you start with, perceptions and beliefs like, this is going to be difficult for me, I'm not good at it, oh, I need somebody to really teach this to me, how will I? No, that is only going to aggravate your problems. That's only going to complicate your problems. You're going to consult too many sources, get confused, get into chaos, and simplify. Okay? Have a fewer number of books. First, just read from the book. Throw away your internet for a while. Okay? You don't have to consult internet. You don't have to go to Google for every Tom, Dick, and Harry thing. Just allow your, allow your brain to work on it, right? Okay, what does this statement mean? I'm not understanding this. What does that mean? Read it again. Try to understand it contextually. Okay, if I'm reading this in the World Trade Organization. So if it is, it must be something related to multilateral trade. Now, in the multilateral trade, what does this thing mean? Most favored, got that? No, I'm trying to. First, try to know it on your own, and then approach whatever source you have to, if you have not understood, my dear friends. But then, what is important? Don't multiply. Okay? Just few books, more number of revisions helps. Whether it is the test that you're writing next week or the civil service exam. Is that clear, my dear friends? Less is more. Subtract to multiply the score. Subtract the materials to multiply the score. Is that clear, my dear friends? S to M to M to S. Okay, thank you, my dear friends. Now, let's come to the skills. Now, skills are your abilities. Okay, if attitude determines who you are, and if your knowledge determines what you know, skills determine with who you are and what you know, how well you're going to do things. Abilities. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? You may be an amazing human being and you may have known a lot, but if you have a very bad handwriting, you're going to get screwed up. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? If you may be just fantastic in your attitude and you would have, burnt candle on both sides to know a lot of things, but if you do not have good presentation skills, then you're going to, your interview score is going to hurt you. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Perfect. So skills are your abilities. First thing first, you have to know all those skills that is needed for you to succeed, because most people don't even know that there is something called skills that are important to master to be able to do well in the exam. They just keep hovering around with knowledge without working on the skills and finally see themselves as, hey, even when I have known so much, even when I have read so much, why is it that I have not cleared? Dude, you are not working on your skills. Skills are such a wide skills are such a wide spectrum, especially when it comes to something like civil service exam. Even attitude is a kind of a skill. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Your creativity is a skill. Your presentation ability is your skill. Okay, and your decision making is a skill. Your problem solving abilities is a skill. Your ability to discover more knowledge and in a better way is a skill. Your tolerance to stress, ambiguity, adversity is a skill. Are you connecting? And how do you develop a skill? By practice. You have to practice. See, the best way to help you come into terms with what a skill is your driving. When you're learning to drive a car or a motor vehicle, what do? You just practice, and then the ability comes on its own unconsciously. What do you say, my dear friends? Now, to all my friends there who thought, okay, next week I have a test of geography, or next week I have a test of history, I'm making it clear for you, it's not just test of geography or test of history. It's test of who you are. Your attitude. It's test of how well, how able you are. Who you are will determine how well you build your abilities and how well you will acquire knowledge in a way you will store it and use it. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Perfect. So remember, my dear friends, all tests are related primarily to your personal competence. Your technical competence, that is your knowledge, as you know now, is just 20%. Once you have the right personal competence, you're going to quickly go through the 3-step formula and you're going to be super successful in your life. Your consistency or your character, which are very critical for your success in life and in exam, comes from personal competence. I hope this video has introduced to you a very, dimensions that you knew less about the test, but when you actually sit back and consider on this information, I'm damn sure you're going to resonate with it. Thank you very much, my dear friends. See you all in my next video.